I have created an Asian Super League in Football Manager, featuring 60 clubs from 16 different countries. Simulating 50 seasons into the future, can any club stop the Saudi Big Four and be crowned the best in Asia? Hey, how's it going, and welcome to another Football Manager Super League video, where this time round I have created an Asian Super League featuring 60 clubs in total from 16 different countries. And for the sake of this video, I have taken over the Japanese league systems. We've got an Asian Super League with 18 teams. We've also got an Asian First League with 22 teams, and an Asian Second League as well with a further 20 clubs in it. All of these clubs are clubs from Asia, apart from 4 of them who actually are Australian clubs, who are all in the Asian Second League, I believe. You've got 2 Melbourne clubs here, Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory. We've also got 2 Sydney clubs as well, in Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers. The reason why I'm mentioning these Australian clubs is because Australia technically is not in Asia, but the football teams, however, do play in the Asian Champions League, and also the competition, the Australian First Tier, the UTA League, counts as an Asian league. So for that reason, I've included the Australian teams in this Asian league system as well. So we've got Asian Second League, the third tier with 20 teams, the First League with 22 teams, and the Super League, which is the top tier with 18 teams. So if we look at the Asian Super League, first of all, as you can see, firstly, we've got a lot of AL teams. 10 of the 18 teams begin with AL. They are, of course, Saudi clubs and also Qatar clubs as well. The biggest clubs of the Asian Super League here, which are very familiar to most of us now, are the likes of Al Hilal, Al Ali, Al Nassr, all from Saudi Arabia, of course. We've also got Al Arabi and Al Dahail, both from Qatar, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong there. We've also got Persepolis in the top tier here, from Iran, of course. Sharjah, also from Iran, I believe. And we've also got a couple of Japanese teams in there. Yokohama FM, who are the latest title holders of the Japanese league, which has been overtaken here for this video, of course. And along with Kawasaki as well, and Kashima from Japan. And we've also got Yeonbuk from South Korea. By the way, I'm sorry in advance for me absolutely butchering these clubs' names. I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced Yeonbuk, but I don't know how to pronounce it properly, unfortunately. And also, I believe Ulsan are from South Korea as well. So in the Super League, it's dominated by Saudi clubs especially, but also Qatari clubs, Japanese and South Korean clubs as well. We move down to the Asian First League. Well, a common theme again, lots of teams with Al at the start of their names. Of course, most of the Saudi clubs and Qatari clubs all begin with AL. We've got Al Fatih in here, Al Jazeera as well from UAE, along with Al Nassr as well. Another Al Nassr. There's 2 Al Nassrs, one with a double S, one with a single S. We've also got Al Wada, also from UAE in here as well. Got many Japanese clubs in here, and South Korea clubs as well. Into the Asian Second League is where it gets a little bit more diverse. We've got a couple of Thai clubs here in the Asian Second League, in BG Pathum United and Buriram United. Many Saudi clubs again as well. We've also got Mumbai from India, the only representative from India in the video. Shanghai Port from China, and Guangzhou from China as well. And we've also got those 4 Australian clubs in here as well. So those are the 3 leagues. Of course, the Super League is the main one we're looking at. We've also got the Asian League Cup as well, which has a little bit of an interesting dynamic here. I quite like the look of it, all these groups going on. We've also got the Asian Cup as well, and the Asian Super Cup to look forward to. And also, of course, on top of all that, we've got the Continental Asian Cups, which of course is the Asian Champions League. That's the only one we've got to look forward to, but the Asian Champions League is a big one, of course. Al Hilal have won 2 of the last 3 Asian Champions Leagues. And also, if we look at the list of the clubs here in terms of reputation, the biggest club from Asia is Al Hilal. So Al Hilal are the strong favourites here, well, one of the favourites to win the most trophies in the video. If you're new to my Super League videos, I will explain how it works out here. If you're used to my Super League videos, you know how they go. I go 50 seasons into the future to see who will win the most trophies over an extended period, and also we stop off after every 5 seasons to see who has been the dominant force in that 5-season period. So we look at the top teams here. Well, the top 8 teams are all Al clubs, and technically, if you count Shabab Al Ali, which you probably will do, the top 10 clubs are all Al clubs. So that means they're either from Saudi Arabia or Qatar. But the top 4 are all Saudi clubs, or top 6 actually, I think. Is Al Saudi club? Yeah, the top 10 clubs are all Saudi or Qatari clubs. The top 4 are Saudi clubs in Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Al Nassr and Al Ali. So those 4 are the favourites, and of course it'd be hard to look past the Saudi club winning the most competitions in the video. But Al Sadd, who are a Qatari club, I believe, are in 5th place there in terms of reputation. Al Dahail are also Saudi, Qatari as well, sorry, I believe as well. But after that point, after the top 10 Middle Eastern clubs, we started to get some South Korean and Japanese clubs coming into it in Yunbuk, Yokohama, Kashima and Kawasaki. And the biggest clubs outside of those nations are Persepolis, who are the biggest club in Iran. And as you can see as well, the top 9 clubs all have a 3.5-star reputation. And after that point, we have a lot of clubs all with a 3-star reputation. So a lot of teams on a very similar level, as you can see. Many clubs with a 3-star reputation. And past that point, towards the lower end of the spectrum here, we've got the Australian clubs who all got a low 3-star. We've also got FC Tokyo in there as well. Then we've got a couple of Thai teams in BG Pathum and Buriram. We've also got the Chinese clubs in Guangzhou and Shanghai Port as well. And of course, near the bottom, we've got Mumbai, who are the biggest Indian club with a 2-star reputation. We've also got Dhofar. I can't remember where Dhofar are from, actually. Yeah, Dhofar are the biggest Omani club from Oman, of course. Muharrak, is that a Jordan club? No, Bahrain, sorry. Muharrak, Al Muharrak are the biggest club from Bahrain as well. But in terms of the clubs that we should be looking at, really, it shouldn't go past the first page here in terms of reputation. The Saudi clubs are by far, well, not by far, but they are the biggest clubs in Asia. Of course, Al Hilal are the favourites to win the most trophies in the video. But if they're going to be stopped, likelihood is it's going to be either Al Ittihad, Al Nassr or Al Ali in terms of the most competition of the video. But will there be a dark horse in the video from one of the 16 nations? Can a Japanese club win the most Asian trophies here? Can Persepolis from Iran win the most trophies here as well? We shall see. Well, as I said, we're going to go forward 5 seasons into the future, first of all, up to 50 seasons. Which team will win the most trophies in the first 5 seasons? Well, 5 seasons played and not much has changed in terms of the biggest clubs in Asia. Al Hilal still are at the top in terms of reputation with that 3.5-star rep rating, but they're joined by 7 other clubs. And for the first time, after just 5 seasons, we already have our first team outside of the Middle East with a 3.5-star reputation, and that is C. Osaka, who are a Japanese team, of course, and they now have got a 3.5-star reputation. Yeah, so in terms of the teams that have fallen off, well, Al An have fallen off quite a little bit at the start of the first 5 seasons here, but also Shabab Al Ali, who started off as one of the biggest teams, have dropped way down into the Asian First League and almost off the first page here. So they haven't had a good start to life here in the Asian League system. But C. Osaka have climbed very nicely. So have Kobe as well. Also a Japanese club, I believe. They're just behind the top teams in Asia at the moment, followed by a whole host of other Japanese teams as well. So they're going quite strong in these early days. But at the moment, Al Hilal are still on top in terms of the reputation. Well, Al Hilal may be on top in terms of the reputation, but in the first 5 seasons, they've failed to win an Asian Super League, which is very interesting. The first 3 Asian Super Leagues were actually all won by Al Ittihad in 2023, 24 and 25. After that, Al Nassr won their first in 2026, and Al Ali won their first in 2027 as well. So 3 of the top 4 clubs have won at least one Super League in these first 5 seasons, apart from the top club themselves, Al Hilal, who are yet to win an Asian Super League, which is quite interesting. So in these early stages here, Al Ittihad have been the dominant force, winning the first 3 Super League titles, but Al Ali just won this league campaign with 101 points and only 1 loss in the season away to Al Ettifaq. So Al Ali have won a dominant force here, a dominant season, in the last Asian Super League. So will this be a beginning of a dominant period for Al Ali, or was this a one-off fluke in this season just gone? If we actually look at the top, the league table here, the top 7 teams are all Al clubs. Al Duhal and Al Arabi are both Qatari clubs, I believe, and Al An are also a Saudi club as well. The top team outside of the Middle East in terms of league position have been Urara. I'm pretty sure they're pronounced Urara Red Diamonds is their full name. Maybe I'm completely wrong though. They finished in 8th place this season, where C. Osaka, who are the biggest in terms of reputation outside of the Middle East, finished in 10th place with 46 points. Also, we had a Thai representative in the Super League this season in Buriram United, but unfortunately, they have been relegated this season back to the First League. Talking of the Asian First League, the first ever winner of the Asian First League were actually Kobe, who are a Japanese club. They won it in 2023. The next season was won by a UAE club. in Al Nassr in 2024, but the most successful have been FC Tokyo. They have won 2 league titles so far in 2025 and 2027. So, of course, they won the league, got relegated, but having another crack at it, got promoted again as champions. They're going to play in the Asian Super League. Also, Al Ettifaq have won a first league title as well. Also, if you look at the league table in the first league, FC Tokyo, Nagoya and Yokohama have all been promoted to the Asian Super League, all Japanese teams, which is interesting. And in terms of the biggest team in the first league, well, of course, that goes to Shabab Al Ali, who started off as a 3.5-star team. They finished 8th in the first league. We've also got a Chinese team in here as well in Shanghai Port. The other Thai club is sitting here in the first league as well. And also we have an Australian representative in the first league as well. Sydney FC just survived relegation this season. Well, of course, the Asian Second League isn't as interesting because it's the third tier of the Asian League system here. But Al Reed or Al Rayed are the latest winners of the competition, winning that in 2027. And the first team to win the Asian Second League were Buriram United from Thailand. Also, if we look at the bottom of the Asian Second League, 2 Australian teams relegated out of the league system already. That is Melbourne Victory and Western Sydney Warriors, and also Wanderers, and also Melbourne City aren't too far away from relegated, and also Persepolis, who started off in the Asian Super League, are rapidly falling in the early stages of this video. Well, Al Hilal are not doing very well in the Super League so far, yet to win a league title, but they have won 3 Asian League Cups. They won the first one in 2023, made it back-to-back League Cups in 2024. They also won it in 2026 as well. But also there's an ongoing theme here in the Asian League Cup because all won by Saudi clubs. Al Ittihad have won 1 and Al Ali have won 1 as well. So Al Ali have actually won the Super League and the League Cup in this latest season. Well, the Asian Cup, though, is a whole lot different to the Asian League Cup because not all Saudi clubs have won the Asian Cup. Sharjah, who are actually a UAE club, won it in 2025. Al Nassr won the first one, though, in 2024. Niigata, who are actually a Japanese club, who are not meant to be featuring in the video here today. They're actually moved to South Korea, and they have actually won the Asian Cup this season, in 2026, because they're still recognised as a Japanese club. So, well, good for them, good for them. Niigata have won a Asian Cup already, but don't really count for the video here today. Al Hilal and Al Ittihad have also won 1 Asian Cup as well. Into the Asian Super Cup, and the first winner was actually Yokohama FM, who have just been promoted back to the Super League. Al Nassr have won 2 Asian Super Cups, and Al Ittihad won back-to-back Super Cups in 25 and 26. Well, in terms of the Asian Champions League, the first ever winner from the Asian Champions League was actually Al Marqiya, who again are not a team we're meant to be featuring in the video, but they did win the Asian Champions League. They are still playing in, they're playing in Qatar, so they are the dominant force in Qatar these days, and they won the Asian Champions League. Al Hilal won back-to-back Champions Leagues in 2025 and 2026, and Al Khalij, who are still playing in Saudi Arabia, won it in 2027 as well. Also, I should mention, this is the Asian Champions League itself, so all Asian clubs from all the competitions are featuring in this Champions League, similar to the European Champions League, of course. So we're going to get other nations, other teams that are not featured in the Asian Super League itself, winning this competition as well. But Al Hilal have won back-to-back Champions Leagues in 25 and 26. Well, very early stages here of the video, but the top 3 teams are all Saudi clubs as it stands. Al Nassr in third place have won 4 trophies so far. In second place, we have Al Hilal, also of Saudi Arabia, who have won 6 trophies. But out in first place at the moment with 7 trophies are Al Ittihad. Will the Saudi club still be on top after 10 seasons? Well, 10 seasons played now, and the top teams still are Al Hilal in terms of reputation. They're followed, though, by Al Ittihad and Al Nassr, of course, of Saudi Arabia. In fourth place, then we have Al Sadd from Qatar, then Al Ali, Al Dahail, Siyasaka, Al Gharafa, and Urawa, who are all 3.5-star reputation teams. So we've now got 2 Japanese teams with 3.5-star reputation in Siyasaka and Urawa. Again, I'm sorry for my pronunciation. That is absolutely terrible. I know already it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I don't know else how to pronounce it other than Urawa. So that is what I'm calling them for the video. Below them, in 3-star teams, we've got Al Ain, or Al An, Yokohama, and FC Tokyo as well. So FC Tokyo have climbed quite nicely, and to be honest, the Japanese teams are doing pretty well in these early stages. Also, I should mention that behind the Saudi clubs, the Japanese clubs are the second most represented in the Asian League system here. So they are the second biggest from the video itself, to be honest. So should be doing quite well. Buriram United from Thailand are doing very well as well. They've got a continental reputation now, 3 stars. Doing very well indeed. Also, Shabab Al Ali have had a little bit of a resurgence in the last 5 seasons. Back up here in the Asian Super League with a continental reputation. Well, in terms of the clubs that are not doing very well, I'm looking at these clubs down here. Persepolis, who started off in the Super League, are out of the league system altogether already at the moment. As you can see, in the first season they got relegated, just survived relegation in the Asian First League a couple of seasons before they ultimately got relegated again. And in the Asian Second League again, no good performances whatsoever, and they've just been relegated in 2030. So Persepolis are not doing very well in this video. They are the biggest Iranian club, and they are completely out of the league system altogether. We've got other Iranian clubs in here as well, though, who are still competing in the league system. So at least we've got some Iranian representatives, but Persepolis doing very, very poor indeed. Also, Guangzhou from China have dropped out of the league system as well, and Western Sydney Wanderers and Paxtakor, who are the only representative from Uzbekistan in the video. They have got the lowest reputation of all the clubs. Actually, they haven't. They've got the second lowest, because Melbourne Victory are the official lowest club of the video now. With only a 1.5-star reputation, and they have also fallen out the league system altogether. Well, in terms of the Asian Super League, that has been dominated by two clubs over the last 5 seasons, Al Hilal and Al Ittihad. Al Hilal finally won their first Super League in 2028, and after that went a little bit of a streak. They won 3 in a row from 2028 to 2030, but Al Ittihad stopped them in 2031, and they made it back-to-back league titles in 2032 as well. If we look at the league table here, though, Al Ittihad only won the league this season from goal difference over Al Nassr. They both finished with 75 points, but Al Ittihad got better goal difference, and Al Hilal also only 3 points behind them as well. The highest team outside of the Middle East were Yokohama FM, who finished in 6th place this season. Actually, we have 3 Japanese teams in 6th, 7th and 8th positions, so the Japanese teams are climbing very nicely in the video here. Other nations on show here in the Super League got Buriram United, still of Thailand, finishing 13th in the league, so still going very, very strong indeed. Al Ali, though, not doing very well, only just survived relegation this time round. Last time we checked, they finished top of the league with 101 points. 5 seasons later, they finished 16th, only 2 points above the relegation zone, so Al Ali dropping quite rapidly, it seems, at the moment, and Al Arabi from Qatar finished bottom of the league this season. Well, in terms of the Asian First League, the latest winners have been Al Shabab, been promoted back to the Super League, along with Shanghai Port and Nagoya as well. So Shanghai Port, one of 2 Chinese representatives in the video, they have been promoted to the Asian Super League, which is nice to see. Also, the other Thai club, BG Pathum United, are currently sitting in the First League as well. And Yeongbuk, who I think are the biggest club from South Korea, not doing too well, only a mid-table club in the First League. In terms of the Asian Second League, well, the latest winners have been Qatar SC, who are, of course, from Qatar. Along with them, Seoul have been promoted, who are, of course, from South Korea as well. And Al Wada from UAE have been promoted also. Also, Sydney FC, their local rivals, Western Sydney Wanderers, and also Melbourne Victory, doing very poorly out of the league system altogether. But Sydney FC almost got promoted back to the First League this season, just gone. And Melbourne City doing all right in the 3rd tier as well. Mumbai are still sitting in the second league as well, just surviving relegation this season, along with Tractor as well, who probably have the most interesting name of the video, has to be said. Tractor are an Iranian club. Yeah, they are an Iranian club, as you can see there. They're fierce rivals with Persepolis and Istiklal as well, who both feature in the video as well. So Tractor, who are a Iranian club, just survived relegation from the second league as well. Into the Asian League Cup, and Al Ain or Al An got their first win in 2028. Al Ittihad won it in 2029. Urawa won back-to-back Asian League Cups in 2030 and 2031. So doing very well for the Japanese clubs there. Al Nassr won the latest one, though, in 2032. Wow, in the Asian Cup, a little bit of a shock here, because FC Tokyo have won 2 Asian Cups in the last 5 seasons, in 2029 and 2032. Also, Al Hilal have won 2 more in 2030 and 2033. And Al Sadd of Qatar have won 1 in 2031 as well. And into the Asian Super Cup, well, Al Ittihad won it in 2028. Al Hilal have won 2 more. Al Nassr in 2030, and FC Tokyo won it in 2032. In terms of the Asian Champions League, the winners we've had in the Champions League in the last 5 seasons, only one team, and that is Al Hilal. They have won 2 more Asian Champions Leagues in 2029 and 2032. Al Batin still play in Saudi Arabia, as do Al Khalij as well. So Al Hilal, the only team from the video to win 2 Champions Leagues in the last 5 seasons. Well, in these early stages here, the first 10 seasons, I think it's safe to say there's 2 teams who are firmly on top, and they are Al Ittihad and Al Hilal, of course, both from Saudi Arabia. They are the 2 biggest clubs of the video by far at the moment, but the biggest club outside of Saudi Arabia have been FC Tokyo, who've won 3 trophies in the last 5 seasons. In terms of the Super League itself, well, Al Ittihad have won 5 and Al Hilal have won 3. So Al Ittihad has still won more Super Leagues than Al Hilal, but Al Hilal are dominating in the Asian Champions League as well. Let's go forward now to 15 seasons. Will the Saudi clubs still be on top? Well, 15 seasons played now, we had our first change in terms of the top of the reputation. Al Hilal are still the biggest club in Asia, but they've gone up to a 4-star reputation team now and that continental rep rating. So Al Hilal are getting even stronger in the video, which is good for them, of course. Second place, we still have Al Ittihad with that 3.5-star reputation. And in third place, we have Al Sadd of Qatar as the third biggest club in Asia at the moment, followed by Al Nassr. And then the biggest club outside of the Middle East are Urawa in 5th place from Japan, of course. Other Japanese clubs are still doing very well in Seoosaka, FC Tokyo, and Yokohama as well. And Buriram United from Thailand are still doing very well in the video also. Well, in terms of the teams who are not doing very well, unfortunately, Tractor, the team I mentioned not too long ago, they've been relegated out of the league system, along with Persepolis as well, are still out of the league system, both from Iran, of course. Ulsan, who I'm pretty sure are a South Korean club, outside of the league system as well, along with Maharak as well. Wangzhou as well, not doing very well, also out of the league system. But in terms of teams who are doing quite well, is Melbourne Victory. They've been promoted back to the second league and back to the Asian First League as well. So they've done a nice little resurgence over the last 5 seasons. And Mumbai, who are one of the smallest clubs of the video, they are still holding their own in the Asian Second League as well. In terms of the Asian Super League, though, it continues to be dominated by Al clubs. Also, I forgot to mention that all the winners have been from Saudi Arabia so far until 2033, where Al Sadd won the Super League for the first time. The first team outside of Saudi Arabia, because of course they are from Qatar. After that point, though, Al Hilal won 3 out of 4 in 2034, 36 and 37, and Al Ittihad won it as well in 2035. So we're yet to see a league winner outside of the Middle East, because although Al Sadd is not in Saudi Arabia, it still is in the Middle East, in Qatar, of course. So yeah, it'd be nice to see a winner outside of the Middle East at some point, but at the moment, it's not happening. If we look at the league table, though, Urawa actually finished in 3rd place this season, the biggest club outside of the Middle East, and they are firmly nestled in between a lot of Al clubs, as you can see, because the next biggest club outside of Middle East are Nagoya, also from Japan, in 10th place. Actually, there's only 2 teams in the league here who are actually not in either the Middle East or Japan, and that is Buriram United, who have been probably one of the biggest success stories of the video so far, from Thailand in 13th place, and Shanghai Port, of course, from China, who have just been relegated, but they are also outside of Japan and Middle East, of course, as well. In terms of the Asian First League, well, the latest winners have been Al Fatih, who won the league this season, but Tishreen, the team I haven't actually mentioned yet, who are the biggest team from Syria, they have been promoted to the Asian Super League. So I guess they're doing very well in the video as well, which is nice to see. The only Syrian representative in the video, they've been promoted to the Super League, along with Al Ain as well. The other Thai team are doing pretty well as well, it has to be said. BG Pathum United, only just finishing outside of the promotion spots this season. Also, Shabab Al Ali are back in the First League again. Sydney FC are doing the best of the Australian teams, although Melbourne Victory are also in the First League as well. And also a little bit of a mention to Esteghlal, because they are an Iranian club and they are still holding their own in the second tier, unlike Persepolis and Tractor, who have been relegated outside the league system altogether. Well, in terms of the Asian League Cup, we've actually had 5 different winners over the last 5 seasons. Al Nassr won it back-to-back in 2033. Al Hilal won it in 2034. Then Al Ittihad, Urawa, and Al Sadd are the 3 latest winners of the competition. And in terms of the Asian Cup, well, Al Gharafa won their first competition in 2034. Al Hilal have won 2 more Asian Cups. Al Dahail won it in 2036. And Urawa have also won the Asian Cup in 2038. So Urawa seem to be a strong cup specialist at the moment. And in terms of the Asian Super Cup, well, that's been dominated by Al Hilal. They have won 3 of the last 5 Asian Super Cups. Al Gharafa also won that in 2034, and Al Ittihad in 2036. In terms of the Asian Champions League, well, Al Ittihad won it in 2033. Al Hilal won it again in 2034. Al Sadd in 2035, and the last 2 winners have been Al Khalij, who still play in Saudi Arabia, who have won back-to-back Champions Leagues. Well, 15 seasons played now. In terms of the teams who won the most trophies, and of course we've seen the teams who won the most trophies are all Saudi clubs, and 2 clubs in particular are definitely running away with things here in this Asian League system. In 3rd place, so we have Al Nassr, who have won 7 trophies so far. Al Ittihad are in 2nd place, who have won 15 trophies so far. But way out in 1st place are Al Hilal, who have won 25 trophies in the first 15 seasons. So of course it's very early days here, and of course we've seen Japanese clubs and Qatari clubs chip in with some competition wins, but Saudi clubs are firmly dominating. Will that still be the case after 20 seasons? Well, 20 seasons played, and it's still a very familiar story in terms of the top of the reputation. Al Hilal still the biggest club in Asia with that 4-star reputation, but our second biggest club are from Qatar, and our third biggest club are also from Qatar as well, in Al Sadd and Al Dahail. Al Ittihad from Saudi in 4th place, and Urawa from Japan in 5th position. All with a 3.5-star reputation, as are Al Ali and Al Nassr as well. So in terms of the top 4 clubs of the video, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Al Ali and Al Nassr, all from Saudi Arabia of course, they still are in the top 7 and still with a 3.5-star reputation at least. Al Dahail and Al Sadd though join them, along with Urawa, who all seem to be at the top of Asia in these most recent seasons. Below that point though, we've got Al Gharafa just below, followed by 3 more Japanese clubs in FC Tokyo, Yokohama and OC Osaka as well. The biggest club outside of Japan and the Middle East are still from Thailand in Buriram United, who still are a continental club in the Asian Super League, which is very nice to see. In terms of the other end of the spectrum, in terms of the teams that are not doing very well, they are two of the worst teams so far are both South Korean in Ulsan and Seoul, who are both outside of the league system altogether, as are Guangzhou from China as well, who are also not doing particularly very well. Persepolis though, who are the biggest club from Iran, are back in the Asian Second League and with a 2-star reputation. Apologies by the way if you can hear fireworks on in the background, it's very annoying, but my town is celebrating something today, I don't know what, but it's not quite Guy Fawkes night yet I believe, so I don't know what all the fireworks are about. But anyway, apologies for that background noise there. In terms of the Super League itself though, it continues to be dominated by Al Hilal. They have actually now won 6 of the last 7 Super League titles, and the only team to stop them in the last 7 seasons were the other big team from Saudi Arabia, Al Ittihad in 2040. So still after 20 seasons, we're yet to see a club outside the Middle East lift a Super League title, and actually only one team outside of Saudi Arabia have won a Super League title, Al Sadd in 2033. If we look at the league table though, a team outside of the Middle East came very close this season, because Urawa from Japan actually finished in 2nd place, only 3 points behind Al Hilal, and Buriram United from Thailand finished in 9th place in the latest season. Also, Al Nassr had a poor season this season just gone, finishing in 13th place with only 44 points. Into the Asian First League, and the latest winners have been Kobe from Japan, who won it in 2042. But also look at this, Sydney FC. The Australian team's not doing very well so far in the video, but Sydney FC got promoted to the Asian Super League in 2039. The problem I have here though, I did not see them in the Super League, and I'm also not seeing them in the First League as well, so it seems like they're not in the top 2 tiers anymore, but they did get promoted to the Super League in 2039. And in terms of the Asian Second League, well, the latest winners have been Al Wada from UAE, who won it with 77 points, also Persepolis have been promoted as well back to the Asian First League after falling out of the league system altogether. They are back in the 2nd tier and definitely got a resurgence on their hand. Sydney FC though, been in the Super League not too long ago, are back in the Asian Second League, which is disappointing to see, along with the other 3 Australian teams as well. Also, Tractor are back in the league system as well, as are Paxtakor from Uzbekistan and Maharak from Bahrain as well. Into the Asian League Cup, and 5 different winners over the last 5 seasons. Al Hilal won it in 2038, followed by Al Ittihad and Al Sadd. Urawa won it in 2041, and Al Gharafa won it in 2042. Into the Asian Cup, and Al Dahail won it in 2039, followed by Al Qadsia, who I think that's their first win of the video so far, in 2040. Al Hilal won 2 of the last 3, and FC Tokyo won it again in 2042. And into the Asian Super Cup, well, Urawa won that in 2038, Al Hilal won 3 more, and Al Ittihad in 2041. So teams outside of the Middle East are winning competitions in the video, apart from the Super League itself. In the other competitions, they've all been won from a team outside of the Middle East, but the Asian Super League. In terms of the Asian Champions League, well, Al Hilal continue to dominate. They have won 3 of the last 4 Champions Leagues in 2039, 2041 and 2042. Also, Al Dahail won it in 2040 as well. Actually, in the first 20 seasons of the Asian Champions League, Al Hilal have won 8 out of 20 Champions Leagues, so they are doing particularly very well in the whole continent of Asia at the moment, Al Hilal. So 20 seasons played, and I think it's safe to say I don't need to count the trophies up at the moment because Al Hilal are firmly in top position. Can they be stopped after 25 seasons? Well, 25 seasons played now, and Al Hilal are still top of the reputation with that 4-star rep rating, the only team to reach the 4-star rep rating at the moment. After them, though, we have 5 more teams with a 3.5-star reputation. We've got Al Dahail in second place from Qatar, followed by Al Ali and Al Ittihad from Saudi Arabia, of course. And then we have 2 Japanese clubs in Urawa and FC Tokyo. Al Nassr are no longer a 3.5-star reputation club because they're now dropped down to 3 stars. And in terms of the Asian Super League, well, Al Hilal came into the video as the biggest club in Asia, and it looks like it's going to take a monumental effort to stop them in the video, to be honest. They have won another 4 Asian Super Leagues the last 5 seasons. They also made it 4 in a row from 2041 to 2044 before they were stopped by Al Dahail, the second team outside of Saudi Arabia to win an Asian Super League. And Al Hilal have also won back-to-back again from 2046 to 2047. So in the first 25 seasons, no team outside of the Middle East and no team who doesn't begin their name with AL have won a Super League title as of yet. Hopefully that trend stops by the end of the video. But at the moment, Al Hilal are just dominating everyone, and Al Dahail are firmly the second biggest club at the moment. If we look at the league table here, though, Urawa, outside of the Middle East, of course, they are still the biggest team outside of the Middle East. They finished 4th in the league this season with 68 points. And CO Osaka and Nagoya, also from Japan, in 6th and 7th place as well. In terms of teams outside of the Middle East and Japan, well, Al Nassr from UAE are, of course, in the Middle East, but they're the only team from the UAE represented here, I believe. In terms of the teams who got relegated, though, we have a Chinese team in Shanghai Port who've just been relegated, and Persepolis, despite being relegated, a great rise from them because they dropped out of the league system altogether to get back into the Asian Super League, albeit to be relegated again, but it's still been a monumental rise for them over the last 10 seasons. In terms of the Asian First League, well, the latest winners have been Al Weda, who won it this season, but they've been promoted along with Yokohama and Buriram United from Thailand, been promoted back to the Super League as well. And in terms of the Asian Second League, well, BG Pathum United have won that in this season, just gone with 75 points, also from Thailand. And also, what a drop from Al Arabi from Qatar, only in the Asian Second League these days. They have been promoted back to the First League, but not doing very well, it seems, Al Arabi. In the Asian League Cup, and it's been dominated by Al teams in the last 5 seasons. Al Ali won it in 2043. Al Hilal have won 2 more. Al Dahail won it in 2045, and the latest winners are Al Nassr, who won it in 2047. In the Asian Cup, and Al Hilal have won 2 more Asian Cups. Al Ittihad won it in 2045, followed by Al Ali, and FC Tokyo have won it in 2047. And into the Asian Super Cup, well, 2 Japanese teams have won that in the last 5 seasons. Urawa in 2043 and FC Tokyo in 2047. Al Dahail also won that in 2044, followed by Al Hilal and Al Ali. Unfortunately, at this point, this is when the simulation started to turn a little bit strange, because after 2043, the Asian Champions League decided to stop working, which is very, very bizarre indeed. But as you can see, the last winner was Al Hilal in 2043. And after this point, the Asian Champions League decided to stop working. So just in case you're interested in downloading this database for yourself, of course, there'll be a link in the description, as there is for my other Super League videos as well. Just note that the Asian Champions League decides to stop working after 20 seasons. Although most people, pretty much everyone probably, will not go past the 20 season mark. But yeah, for some reason or another, the Asian Champions League stopped working after 20 seasons. So Al Hilal definitely will end the video as the most successful in the Champions League. Also, one thing I should mention about Al Hilal is they actually won the Club World Championship as well in 2037. So they actually won a world competition as well. Probably enhanced the reputation winning the Club World Championship up to a 4 stars. So they did very well in the Club World Championship, winning that in 2037. Well, at the halfway point in 3rd place, we have Al Nassr, who have won 9 trophies so far. In 2nd place, we have Al Ittihad, who have won 19, but way out in 1st place. They're going to take a momentous challenge to stop them in the video, are Al Hilal. They've now won 49 trophies in total. So Al Hilal, is hard to look past them to win the most trophies in the video. But let's go forward now to 30 seasons. Can any team stop them dominating the Asian League here? Well, 30 seasons played now, and only 5 teams with a 3.5-star reputation. On top is still Al Hilal, despite their reputation dropping in the last 5 seasons. And they're followed by Al Ali, Urawa, Al Ittihad and Al Dahail. Closely followed though by FC Tokyo and C Osaka, and Al Nassr have fallen down to only be a 3-star team as well. Also, in terms of the Asian Super League, well, Al Hilal have won 3 more Super League titles. Al Ali won one in 2050 as well. And finally, someone has won a Super League outside of the Middle East. And that was Urawa, who won it in 2051. So at least we're going to get a team who have won the Super League outside of the Middle East on the video. And it is a Japanese club. And it is Urawa who won it in 2051. Also, the Champions League stopped after 21 seasons, I believe it was. And after this point as well, the team's reputation started to take a big hit because, as you can see, the league has dropped from 1st place down to 5th place in the league system. But also the Saudi Professional League, which was the second and also top league in Asia, along with the Asian Super League, has dropped down to the 6th biggest in the league system. And as you can see, the other teams represented here is very, very strange. The Indian National Division is the biggest in Asia, followed by the Iraqi Premier League, the Vietnam League One, and the North Korean Premier Football League. So I have no idea what happened after 25 seasons or so in this simulation video, but something very strange has happened with the biggest clubs in Asia, because all the reputation is dropping from the biggest nations, and also the Champions League stopped. So very, very strange indeed, it has to be said. But the Super League does continue. The teams are still in here, and they're still competing on a daily basis, of course. In terms of the Asian Super League, well, the 3 teams to be promoted back to the Super League this season are Al Raid, Abba, and Buriram United. In terms of teams to be relegated as well, were Persepolis, who of course got back to the Super League. They've been relegated back to the 2nd League again, along with Al Jazeera and Melbourne City as well. Well, in terms of the Asian League Cup, we've had 5 different winners over the last 5 seasons. Al Ali won it in 2048, followed by Al Dahail, Nagoya and FC Tokyo, both from Japan, and Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia, of course, the biggest club in the video. And in the Asian Cup, well, Al Ittihad have won 2 more Asian Cups. Al Dahail and Al Garafa have also won one, as have Niigata, who are technically a Japanese team playing in South Korea. Not meant to be featured in the video, but they have won their 2nd Asian Cup of the video. And in the Asian Super Cup, well, Al Hilal won back-to-back in 2048 and 2049, followed by Al Dahail, then Al Garafa, and the latest winners have been Urawa, who won it in 2052. So 30 seasons played. I don't think it's needed to count up the trophies at this point, because Al Hilal are still firmly in 1st place and definitely look likely to win the most trophies in the video. Let's go forward now to 35 seasons. Will Al Hilal still be on top? Well, 35 seasons played now, and now we only have one team with a 3.5-star reputation, and that is Al Hilal. As I said, after about 25 seasons, well, 21 seasons officially, the simulation went a little bit weird because the Champions League stopped completely for some bizarre reason. I have no idea why, because the first 21 seasons it was working perfectly, and also the reputation of the teams have taken a massive hit. As you can see, we've only got one 3.5-star team and only a handful of 3-star teams as well. But in terms of the biggest clubs in the video, as I said, the Super League does continue, and the top teams continue to be at the top despite their reputation change. Al Ittihad in 2nd place, followed by Urawa, Al Dahail, then Nagoya and FC Tokyo. Al Ali and Al Nassr both dropped down to only be the 7th and 8th biggest club in Asia at the moment. Well, the Asian Super League may have dropped down to be the 33rd biggest league in Asia, still just above the Saudi Professional League, which is very strange indeed. The leagues are just falling together, which is very, very strange, and they're just below the Laotian Premier League and the Pakistani Premier League as well. But Al Hilal are the latest winners. They have won it actually 6 seasons in a row now, from 2052 to 2057. So the reputations may have changed of the clubs and the league as well, but something that hasn't changed is Al Hilal's domination. They actually won the league title this season by 32 points. 32 points clear of Al Ittihad and Urawa in 2nd and 3rd place. Also, the biggest team outside of the Middle East and Japan are Tishreen from Syria, who actually finished in 11th position this season in the Asian Super League. So Tishreen are representing Syria very nicely in the video. In the Asian First League, and get a little bit of deja vu here, because Al Reed won the latest First League where we left off, and they've won it again at the latest checkpoint in 2057 with 75 points. They've been promoted along with Abba, who I'm pretty sure they got promoted last time as well, so very strange. And Al Wida as well. Also, Paxtakor, the only representative from Uzbekistan, are doing well. 8th position in the First League, good for them. Shanghai Port as well in 10th position. And unfortunately though, Buriram United, who have been very good in the video, have been relegated to the Asian Second League again. In the Asian League Cup, well, that's been dominated by Saudi clubs in the last 5 seasons. Al Ali won it in 2053, followed by Al Ittihad, and the last 3 winners have all been Al Hilal, who have won 3 Asian League Cups in a row. Also, the Asian League Cup, as you can see, has taken a massive hit with his reputation over the last 10 seasons or so, which again, I don't quite understand, but this is what's happening in this simulation, unfortunately. Into the Asian Cup, we actually have 5 different winners of that in the last 5 seasons. Al Ali won it in 2054, followed by Urawa, then Nagoya, then Al Hilal in 2057. The latest winners have been Al Dahail, who won it in 2058. In the Asian Super Cup, though, that's been dominated by Al Hilal. They won 4 in a row from 2053 to 2056. But the latest winners have been Al Ittihad, who won it in 2057. Before we go any further with this video, though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, to hit that like button for me. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out and it's much appreciated. As I said, if you want to play this league for yourself, then do download the link for the database, which will be featured in the description. As I said, after 21 seasons, the Champions League stops working, and also the reputation starts to take a big hit after 25 seasons. But realistically, 21 seasons of the Asian League system here should be enough for 99% of players. So if you do choose to download the database, hopefully you enjoy it. Well, we may know who have won the most trophies in the video. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed by the end of the video with Al Hilal, but it's definitely heating up for the teams below them, because in joint 3rd place we have Urawa from Japan with 10 trophies, alongside Al Dahail from Qatar, who have also got 10 trophies. So it's heating up in that race there. In 2nd place, we of course still have Al Ittihad, who have won 23 trophies in total, but way out in 1st place by an absolute mile are Al Hilal, who have won 68 trophies in the first 35 seasons. Let's go forward now to 40 seasons. Can another team outside of the Middle East win the Asian Super League? Well, as you can see, for the first time in the video, Al Hilal are not officially the biggest club in the video, because that goes to Al Ittihad, who have overtaken them. They're the only 2 teams, though, with now a 3-star reputation. So as I said, the reputation continues to drop, unfortunately, but Al Ittihad on top, followed by Al Hilal. The next biggest clubs are Al Dahail, then Al Nassr, Nagoya, Urawa, and FC Tokyo. Al Ali have fallen off quite a little bit, but as you can see, most of the page is filled up with well, we've got 1.5-star and 2-star teams now on the first page in terms of the reputation. So you can see the reputation has fallen dramatically over the last 15 seasons, but it hasn't changed too much in terms of the biggest clubs. The biggest clubs haven't changed too much over the last 15, 20 seasons or so. The top 7 biggest clubs are pretty much staying as the top 7 biggest clubs. Al Ali have fallen out a little bit though, as have Al Gharafa as well. Well, in terms of the Super League itself, still Middle Eastern domination and Saudi domination in particular. Al Hilal have won 3 more in the last 5 seasons, but Al Ali have also won 1, and Al Ittihad as well. Al Hilal actually made it 7 in a row, I believe. Yeah, Al Hilal won 7 Super Leagues in a row from 2052 to 2058, but Al Ittihad have won another one, as have Al Ali as well. Well, interesting stuff in terms of the Asian First League, because the latest winners of the competition have been Paxtakor, which are the biggest club from Uzbekistan and the only representative from that nation as well. And they've been promoted to the Asian Super League, which is quite incredible, along with Al Qadsiya and Shabab Al Ali as well. Well, in terms of the Asian League Cup, a great piece of news in this competition, because Tishreen from Syria, who have been very, very successful in the video so far, have won their first competition in 2059. So that's very nice indeed. Tishreen from Syria. Also, Nagoya won it in 2058. Al Ali and Al Hilal and Al Ain are the latest winners, winning it in 2062. Into the Asian Cup, and 5 different winners over the last 5 seasons. Al Hilal won it in 2059, followed by Al Gharafa in 2060. Al Tawoon, don't think they've won any competition so far, Al Tawoon, actually. Well, they haven't. It's their first competition win of the video. The Asian Cup in 2060. Very nice from Al Tawoon. C. Osaka won it in 2062, and Al Reid, I don't know how to pronounce the name properly. They have won it in 2063 as well. Into the Asian Super Cup, and Al Hilal have won 3 more. Al Ali in 2060 and Al Ittihad in 2062. So the domination still continues for Al Hilal, pretty much for much of the video, to be honest. Al Ittihad are officially the biggest club in Asia now, but Al Hilal seem to be winning still the majority of the trophies. Will that still be the case after 45 seasons, or can we see another team dominate for a period? Well, 45 seasons played now, and the reputation continues to drop. We've now only got 2 teams with a 2.5-star reputation, but in terms of the top teams, it still doesn't change too much. Al Hilal back top of the list again, followed by Al Ittihad, Al Dahail, and Al Gharafa. Urawa in 5th place, and Al Nassr in 6th position as well. Al Ali have actually dropped down quite a lot and are now actually competing in the Asian First League, which is quite surprising. But in terms of the reputation, still, as I said, very bizarre after 25 seasons. The reputation of the clubs just continue to go down every single season. Well, in terms of the Asian Super League, back to domination for Al Hilal. They have now won 6 Super League titles in a row. I think it's safe to say they have won the video quite clearly for a long period now as well. 6 Super Leagues in a row for Al Hilal. Well, in terms of the Asian First League, the latest winners of that have been Sharjah, who currently are from UAE. Persepolis have also been promoted to the Asian Super League again, from Iran, of course. Definitely been a yo-yo club, Persepolis. It'd be nice to see them win a competition, to be honest. And also Al Shabab have been promoted as well. Look at that, Al Ali finishing in 4th place, just behind the promotion clubs. Well, in terms of the Asian League Cup, Al Hilal have won 2 more Asian League Cups in 2063 and 2067. Al Dahail won it in 2064, Al Ittihad the following season, and Al Wasl from UAE have won their first competition in 2066, winning the Asian League Cup. In the Asian Cup, and that's been dominated by Al Hilal, they have won 3 Asian Cups in a row from 66 to 68. Al Graf also won it in 2064, and a Japanese club who are not meant to be featured in the video, Kyoto, have won it in 2065. And in the Asian Super Cup, well, Al Reed have won that in 2063, and Al Hilal have won 3 more in 64, 66 and 2067. Well, with only 5 seasons left to go, the team in 3rd place are Al Ali, who have won 12 trophies so far. Despite being in the Asian First League these days, they are still in 3rd position with 12 trophies. In 2nd position, we have Al Ittihad, who have won 26 trophies now. But way out in 1st place, we have Al Hilal, who have won 89 trophies in 45 seasons. So Al Hilal have won the video. We all know that. We've known that for a long time. And Al Ittihad more than likely have finished in 2nd place as well. But which team will finish in 3rd position in terms of trophies won? Well, I can tell you that Al Ali are in 3rd place with 12 trophies. But Urawa have currently won 10 trophies. Al Dahail have currently won 11 trophies. And also Al Nasser have won 8 so far as well. So Al Hilal have won the most trophies. That is a given. Al Ittihad, 99% sure they'll finish in 2nd place. But which team will win the 3rd amount of trophies in the video? Will it be Al Nasser? Will it be Al Ali? Will it be Al Dahail? Or will it be Urawa? Or someone completely different? Because can a team dominate in the last 5 seasons and finally knock Al Hilal off their perch? Well, 50 seasons played now, the end of the video, of course, and funny enough, the reputation drop seems to have stopped finally. The 2 teams who were on 2.5 stars 5 seasons ago remain on 2.5 stars. That is Al Ittihad and Al Hilal, so it seems like the drop has finally stopped, but very strange the fact that it started in the first place. After that point, though, we only have 7 teams with 2-star reputation. They are Urawa, Al Gharafa, Al Dahail, Al Wasl, Nagoya, FC Tokyo, and Al Sadd. Al Ali and Al Nasser have both fallen down outside of the top pack in terms of the biggest Asian clubs. Well, in terms of the Asian Super League, well, it ends with more Al Hilal domination. Al Hilal won 3 more Super Leagues, but Al Ittihad actually won back-to-back Super Leagues in 2000 to 2071. So in the 50 seasons we played of the Asian Super League, only on 1 occasion did a team outside the Middle East win an Asian Super League, and that, of course, was Urawa, who won it in 2051. Actually, the 50 seasons played of the Asian Super League, 47 out of 50 times was won by a Saudi club. 3 times was won by a different team outside of Saudi Arabia, of course. Urawa in 2051 from Japan, Al Dahail in 2045, and Al Sadd in 2033, both from Qatar. Well, Al Ittihad actually won 10 Super Leagues in total. Al Hilal won 33 out of the 50 Super League titles. And Al Ali were in 3rd place. They won 3 Super League titles in total. And Al Nasser only won 1 time, and that was way back in 2026. Into the Asian First League, and the last ever winner of the Asian First League were Al Ain, who won it with 78 points. Yokohama and Al Fire both got promoted as well from the First League. And also, if we look at the First League, we're Al Nasser sitting in here, finishing in 4th place this season as well. Well, in terms of the Asian League Cup, 2 more wins for Al Hilal in the Asian League Cup in 2068 and 2071. Urawa also won that in 2069, FC Tokyo in 2072, and Al Sadd in 2070. Into the Asian Cup, and well, more domination for Al Hilal. They won 4 more Asian Cups, 3 in a row from 2071 to 2073, and Al Reed won it in 2070. Al Hilal actually ended off the video winning 7 of the last 8 Asian Cups. And in the Asian Super Cup, again, more wins for Al Hilal. They won 3 more Asian Super Cups, and Al Reed and Al Ittihad both won 1 as well. Well, that is the 50 seasons played, and I think it's safe to say that the majority of the video were dominated by Saudi clubs, and Al Hilal in particular. Al Hilal won the most trophies. That's been a given for a long time now. But in joint 4th place, we have 2 teams with 11 trophies, both outside of Saudi Arabia. We have Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan, who won 11 trophies, along with Al Dahail from Qatar, who also won 11 trophies as well. In 3rd place, we have Al Ali, who won 12 trophies in total. And in 2nd place, we have Al Ittihad, who won 29 trophies in total. And way out in 1st place, just 1 trophy short of 100 trophies in 50 seasons, are Al Hilal, who won 99 trophies in 50 seasons. A bit gutted to see them not win 1 more to win 100. If the Champions League continued, they surely would have done, because they absolutely bossed the Champions League. But Al Hilal won 70 trophies more than 2nd place Al Ittihad. But the top 3 clubs were all Saudi clubs, although Urawa and Al Dahail both came very close to cracking the top 3. Also some mentions to FC Tokyo, for example. They did very, very well over the 50 seasons here. They won 8 trophies, I believe, in total, and were the 2nd biggest Japanese club. Also, Al Sadd chipped in with a few trophies as well, including the Asian Champions League as well. Also, Al Gharafa ended off the video quite strong as well. And Al Nassr, despite being in the first league, did relatively well in the video as well also. But in terms of the biggest club, that has been Al Hilal by quite a distance, it has to be said. Al Ittihad, firmly the 2nd biggest club, but past that point, a few teams who did very well in the video. Urawa, the only team to win the Super League outside of the Middle East. And the other 2 teams who are outside Saudi Arabia were both Qatari clubs. So that is the end of this video, guys. As I said, if you want to download this database for yourself and play as a team in the Asian League system, then do follow the link in the description. As I said before, though, as you saw for yourself, the Champions League stopped working after 21 seasons, very bizarrely, and also the reputation started taking a big hit, the league itself and the clubs, after 25 seasons. But if you want to play it normally for 21 seasons, then you definitely can. It seems to have worked very fine for the first 21 seasons. So follow the link down below to download the database. And also, if you like the video, please remember to hit the like button for me. It's very important for the video's success. And if you're new around here and you want to see more Super League videos from me, do hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to mention in the comment section below what Super League you think I should do in my next videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.